What's up, guys? Steady here with Tennessee Trekker, and today I'm going to talk about going stoveless and more specifically some of the food items you can go. Now, full disclaimer, I do sort of a high fat, low carb, low sugar diet. Modify that as need be for backpacking just because I'm burning a lot more calories than I might usually be burning. So this may not be enough fuel necessarily for you, but for my diet and how my body reacts, this is great, and this keeps me down. Now, I do like the process of stove. I'm an alcohol stove guy. I've got several DIY alcohol stoves that I've done, and the ritual of that in the evening is pretty nice. But as I do longer miles, trying to go farther, faster, I just don't want to have to wait at all for anything anymore. And I thought that was going to be a problem. It turns out the couple times I've done it so far, I really enjoy it. I like just being able to eat, go to sleep, or vice versa, wake up and just hit the trail going. So I'm looking here. We've got an upcoming trip to Frozen Head State Park. This is going to be some of the food that I'm going to be taking. There's a couple items that I haven't quite picked up yet, but I'll talk about what those are. So let's just hop in this bag and see what we've got. So let's just make it easy. Let's just dump the whole thing. Yeah. Now this isn't everything. This is just the few representative items here. So for breakfast, I like, even at home, to eat these Kirkland Signature brand protein bars. There's a chocolate chip cookie dough and a brownie one. They're pretty low sugar for what they are. This one's 1 gram, so is this one. High in protein, high in fiber, very low carbs. Starting my morning off with a heavy dose of protein seems to really complement what I'm trying to do, and especially out on the trail, I like to have a lot of protein going. So I'm going to take a couple of those, one for each morning. I'll just eat that and start my day. I'm definitely a big caffeine addict, and I need the instant coffee. I would love to have good coffee, and I've done it before. I've got a nice GSI drip, but it's just, once again, it's a lot of extra mess, a lot of extra trash. Now, I thought I was going to really hate this aspect of going stoveless, but you pour this instant coffee in my water bottle, shake it up, drink it down, cold coffee. I haven't had a problem. It's fine. It's great. If the temperatures are going to be a little cooler, we'll see how that goes. I have yet to try that out, but I'm not too worried about it. Really, for me, I just need to get that caffeine and that flavor of coffee. The Cafe Bustelo here is one of the cheaper ones, but actually I think it tastes a lot better than going with the Folgers Instant. And obviously not as expensive as the Starbucks Via. Now for lunch, we've kind of got into the habit of not stopping for a long period of time. There's been trips where we've stopped for an hour and a half, and just had a very leisurely lunch. And if we're somewhere really nice, a really cool overlook or something, we'll probably still do those kinds of things. But there's a lot of times where we're having lunch on the go, especially if we're trying to do 20 plus miles in a day. And for that, I've got to where I really like, you could do your regular jerky or Slim Jims, whatnot. I just don't think I get enough nutrients for me personally with that, so I've gotten really attached to these Epic bars. And they come in a ton of different flavors. There's chicken, there's venison, I've got a bison, there's fish ones, different kinds of bird. Not the biggest fan of the bird ones so far. I'm more of a fan of the bison and the venison. It's nice. This one's venison, sea salt, and pepper. The bison here is also with uncured bacon and cranberry. These have a little bit more carbs than I might normally have in my regular day-to-day life. But there's a lot of nutrients packed into these little guys. They don't look like a lot, but they pack a big punch. And I find that is a nice kind of like midday, maybe I'm starting to fade a little bit off of my protein bar, get me going and moving. Also at lunch, these guys, the Justin's peanut butter pouches. It's almost like these were made specifically for backpackers. I'm sure they weren't, but it's a gold mine for us in the backpacking. I mean, peanut butter, what more can you say, right? And lunchtime, I like to have a little bit of a treat. a little bit of a snack. So I think for that I'm gonna probably do an RX bar with it as well. These things are pretty awesome. Basically, the ingredients are all right here. That's all there is in it. 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates, and they like to say no BS. This is blueberry flavored. I haven't had it. I'm gonna try it out. But this is a little extra punch. So all those things I can do quickly on the move. I don't really have to stop. And I can, and if I do, it's fine. I can sit there and enjoy that. For dinner, the old tuna in a Mylar pouch. Everybody knows about this. You can get all different flavors. Tons of different options for this. What I am going to do on this particular trip that I've done before that I like, it will also help me get my fat before I go to bed at night, and hopefully get a good night's sleep. So I'm going to take my pouch. I'm going to have some bacon bits that I put with this pouch. And you can buy small individual packets of Velveeta cheese, which I'm going to put in here. We're going to mix all that up. I'm going to have some tuna, bacon, and cheese. Sounds gross, but surprisingly good. And that'll give me some protein, some fat, all that before bed, which will be great. Now, also, just in case, because I like to snack throughout the day as well, I've got a couple of epic, more treats that I'm going to have for snacks throughout the day. This one's almond butter chocolate. Very similar to how the RX bars are done. There's almost no ingredients. This one's egg whites, almonds, chocolate, sea salt, and vanilla. That's all. This one's, peanut butter. It's got some dates and stuff in it. For nighttime, just if I need a little bit of extra something, I'm going to have me a 90% dark chocolate bar with me. These things hold up pretty good even when it's warm. And obviously when it's cool, it's even better. Lots of fat in this thing, more fat than you could imagine. So for somebody like me who's burning more fat than carbs or definitely sugar, this will be a nice pick-me-up. And I sweat out all my salt on a hike. It doesn't matter how hot. Well, it does matter how hot. It'll be a lot more. But even when it's super cold, I still sweat like crazy. I sweat out a lot of salt, a lot of electrolytes. And that'll really, you can hit the wall, what they call bonk. And then you don't want to bonk in the middle of your hike when you're miles and miles away from you. You just got to suck it up. So I like the Mio Sport. There's a couple different flavors that you can get, whatever. And it also makes water a little more interesting. I drink a ton of water, so it's not really a problem, but it is nice to feel like you're treating yourself. But more importantly for me, a little bit of B vitamins, some electrolytes get in there. That just kind of helps keep me going, especially middle of the day. And some people get weird about putting, all their mixes and stuff in the water bottles they might be using. The nice thing is I'm not cooking. So I don't need that water bottle to necessarily be clean or taint-free, but I have done it. I've, just switched around, drink it, put a little more clean water in there and cook with that. And, on a trip like this, the coffee's going in, the Mio's going in. It's all going into my system. It's all going to the same place. I really don't care that much about, the different flavors cross-contaminating. It's not that big of a deal. I look at it as purely for fuel reasons. I do like to buy things that I enjoy because you want to enjoy as you fuel up. But to be super picky about it, it's not really my thing. So hopefully that helps. I know it's, there's a lot of cold soaking options, which are good. You can even lighten your lead up because of this. Obviously, there's no cold soaking. Everything's ready to go. So there's a little bit more weight here. You could go even lighter if you wanted to cold soak. Not really interested in that at the moment. So if you're not either, maybe those are some ideas. If you're tentative or scared about going stoveless, maybe try a quick overnight. Try some of these options, see what works best for you. I'd be curious to know if you are a stoveless individual, what are some of the kind of meals that you like to go to on the trail? And hopefully we'll see you soon.